Hello, Nancy. Nice to see you today.
Hi, Marina. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Delighted to be in our interview together.
Likewise, I'm so grateful. This is what a very unique opportunity for us, isn't it? But but as we were saying, let's face it, we're living in some pretty wild and crazy times now, right? Not just in this country, here in North America, but all over the world. And who knew we'd be confronted with such extreme and drastic scenarios going on now in a time when seems like there's so much rapid progress, technological advance. People are, having more opportunities and so forth. But wow, clearly this is an opportunity, hey?
Yes, this is true.
Definitely true. So we're welcoming you all to this little slice of our Natural Health Collaborative's quarterly summit here, Back to Nature, Forward to Abundance. And I am really happy today to be here with my colleague, Marina. I'm holistic health. I'm sorry. Hi, I am holistic nourishment expert Nancy Lee Bentley, and I'm here with my colleague Marina Skiertskolikina. Oh,
Very good. Wonderful pronunciation.
yeah,
Love it.
yes. Skiertskolikina. Well, I'll get it eventually here. We're in a very unique position here today, actually, since both of us are holistic practitioners and we're dedicated to helping people realize and maintain the health and true health and holistic well-being. Yet I'm here in Michigan in the United States, and Marina lives in Russia. Wow.
Siberia. Yes.
Isn't it amazing? We're able to find the same time. Well, we're in big different time zones, right? It's evening there, it's morning, and we're able to share in this technology and be able to come together. This is just so amazing. I'm just so grateful and honored to have the opportunity to interact with you. So, yeah, what an opportunity, as we say.
Likewise.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so I think at this critical time, we thought it would be really special to address the current challenges, some of the current challenges that are happening for all of us, not just here, but all over the globe, and take a little glimpse at how can we possibly stay healthy and sane in a crazy, chaotic world like it is, no matter what's going on or where we're located. Wow, that seems like a tall order right now, right? So, Marina, so first of all, why don't you share a little bit about yourself and what you do, including how to pronounce your last name?
Yes, thank you for this opportunity to be here with you. And yes, my name is Marina. I'm from Siberia, from Russia. Where in Siberia, where I'm from, it's temperature goes very cold during the winter time, and very hot during the summer. And
Wow.
I'm financial professional, and I learned through my working experience that it's difficult to be calm in such a challenging environment. And that's why I learned and become a mindfulness expert. And I help individuals to reduce stress because it was my own difficulties some years ago. And I help people to boost their productivity and transform their life through mindfulness meditation. It really helps to reduce stress, to to change life drastically. This is quite helpful for me. And I believe that in our fast-paced world, mindfulness is a key of our focus, of finding our calm, and of building sustainable relationships with people, And as we want to reach success in our life and in our work we are doing, yes, this is a few words about me. And please, Nancy, what about you?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not exactly 25. In fact, I was 25 when I went to Woodstock, which you probably heard of that at some point in an example of where 500,000 people got together in a field and, like, oh, wow, music and a time when it was peaceful. And well, no, it's crazy too, but yet we experienced peace and unity and community in amazing way. But anyway, so I am a veteran holistic nourishment expert and holistic health expert because I deal with food. I am a speaker, writer, a best-selling author now, and a teacher, mentor, healthy private chef. Basically, let's put it this way. I've done just about everything you can imagine with food. Okay, from help to start organic co-ops and develop organic products to start the Organic Trade Association and write a total health book with Dr. Mercola and do things like feed ancient aliens here in the History Channel, but also do a lot of food and healthy food, like developing wheat-free recipes for Cher when she was going through the celebrity Cher. And I also baked purple flowered birthday cake for Prince. So it's like this whole out of the box thing. But my goal as a holistic nourishment and health expert is to help, especially women, but as I say, the sisters and the brothers who get it, about how to eat and feel and be healthier, and how we can come together, connect with ourselves, each other, and the earth, and really remember who we are. So I use a lot of play on words and word play, and you'll find that in my work, and including my sort of nickname, that gutsy lady.
Wonderful nickname.
Who is not afraid to speak out, but also there's lots of meaning in there. Anyway, so I'm really grateful, even though it's really challenging, like now, what we're being confronted with and everything. But I do know from my studies, and I'm grateful because I have come to understand that really everything is connected. It doesn't seem like that, but everything really is connected. And I think it holds that awareness for me, helps me to see, oh, there's something larger going on. But, people might be wondering now, because we're obviously in such different circumstances, right? I mean, I'm here in the States. We've got a lot of stuff going on with new administration and everything, craziness. And then you're over there. You live in Siberia?
Yes, it's a kind of absolutely unbelievable.
I bet.
Anyway, yes, sometimes I know that I hear my friends and make jokes when their husbands are a little bit.
We're going to send you to Siberia if you don't shape up. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And this is kind of funny.
But I'm sure we have no idea. I mean, it's like, right. I think what we were saying before was like, all of us we're all dealing with lots of different craziness in the world. And yeah, you're in a different situation politically, different country, different, circumstances and stuff like that. And I'm also in a completely across the world, but yet we kind of agree that I think no matter how different circumstances, situations, or whatever, that really we're all dealing with the same. We're all dealing with stress and challenges, and we're all having to deal with the same issues of living and trying to survive and be not just survive, but trying to be the best we can be healthy and all of that. Would you say that's pretty true?
I think yes, exactly. And I really enjoyed when you said about we are quite united because the unity is it's we are having the same challenges, and it doesn't matter what language we are speaking, and doesn't matter
Right.
what country we are living. We have similar problems, and I
Yeah.
noticed it when I started learning Spanish and English, and when I figured it out that any country I visit, for example, the last country I visited, it was Brazil,
Oh,
and
yes.
last month I just came from Brazil, where I spent around almost a month understanding what challenges people having there, and traveling by car more than 5,000 kilometers.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And
That sounds like exciting because some of the roads down there are not so wonderful, right?
experiencing a lot of interesting things.
Yeah.
And now I truly believe that we are all united as people, and we
Yeah.
have this interconnectedness and unity.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And I think there's a lot more connectedness and unity than might appear because we're going through big changes now, and there are so many levels to this, to our existence. It isn't just physical. But here's a question: so that a lot of people are being confronted with is, how can we as people, as regular citizens of the world, really maintain our own and our own family's health and well-being with all this unprecedented stress and upheaval and craziness that's going on all over the globe today?
What I'm thinking when I hear this question is it's very helpful for all of us to walk through life with intention, to have find a unique path which helps us to be closer to our goal, to create more harmonious relationship, starting from our family and then going into uh, the society and on a daily life. And it helps with the small steps we are doing, thinking that we are united. Uh, this house, it's a opportunity for us to develop a new perspective, and this this helps us to create more happiness. And these small pieces of happiness on daily lives, maybe it's just spend a few minutes just for ourselves, just to remember about who we are and what is our nature, and uh,
Yeah,
being
oh, I'm sorry.
cultivate yes, and cultivate these few minutes of our own time, just create small rituals. It helps us to be less stressful and less
Yeah.
absorbing stress from which we experiencing everywhere.
Yes, I really concur with you. I really agree with you there. It's, when we look at all that's going on, like, wow, who could realize it was going to be like this? But on the other hand, I think it's giving us certainly the opportunity, always have an opportunity, right? But realize, just to stop and to go, okay, what's happening right now? Am I safe? Am I okay right now in this spat? It's kind of like coming to the present. And then I think we have to realize that, hey, pretty obvious. There's a lot that's beyond our control at this point, right? And so I think just grappling with that, because I know here in this culture is like everybody wants to control, like the illusion that they can control everything in their life. But as we are seeing, it's, well, how's that working for you? Yeah, as we say. But I think just realizing, accepting the fact that there's stuff going on that that's beyond control. So what are our options? What are our choices? I do believe we always have a choice. We always have a choice about how we can focus and how we can be. And I believe, having gone through, I didn't get that name of that gutsy lady for just a lot of, happy and jovial times. It's been quite the roller coaster of, I mean, lots of challenges myself. But realizing, just like with Woodstock, okay, Woodstock, when 500,000 people, hippies, showed up in a field, they were expecting maybe 50,000 people. 500,000 people show up in a field, an open field, no, not enough food, cover, no like facilities, right? And then it rained like 3 days, a lot. It rained a lot. Yeah, like, whoa, some very, very challenges. When I got through with that, I did have to get a 5,000 unit penicillin shot after being exposed for 3 days, but I survived. And I realized that if I can survive that, I can survive anything. It wasn't just about the physical stuff. It was also about that connection of community and unity and nourishment. I call that's part of the nourishment that I talk about, not just food, but we can adapt. I realized I can go through, I can adapt. And so that is something, realizing we always have a choice and we can adapt, because there's a saying, chaos always presents opportunity. It's not just happenstance. It's happening for a reason. There's larger picture going on. We can't necessarily see it all, but that's a pretty classic phrase, that chaos always presents opportunities for us because it's on the verge. Anything is possible. I think that's what we're going to be seeing. It's like, what choices do we make now? How do we want things to be? So anyway,
Amazing.
I agree with you on the small things and what we can do. So, okay, what do you think? Like, what would you say is something we need to look at in this whole picture? Like, we brought a couple of questions together that we thought, we've talked to people who said, these are the kinds of things they're looking at. What comes to mind for you?
I think this is the most important for us as a people, and people who are walking through our path of life. When we are walking with intention, when we are present, when we are open, when we aware of what we are doing, and we know that we are creating harmonious life for ourselves, for our family. Yeah. And bit by bit, we are creating harmonious life for all world. And I think all of it brings us a huge experience, which we can share with next generations. And it's really helpful for ourselves to live life fully. As you just shared with me how you have been experiencing this wonderful event with 5,000 people surrounded with them and just being there. And I saw how you're attached to this wonderful place.
Yes. I think that second kind of focus we have about how, because it's crazy and stuff. So how can we have a mindset or an outlook that helps us to, in general, to make our way through this? Because, I'm sure we've gone through other things in other times, but this is pretty drastic. So how can we get a good mindset, a good attitude, perspective, you know what I'm saying, to guide us through and our way here?
Yes. Sometimes,
I think you mentioned, but
sometimes it's really overwhelming to feel some difficulties in our lives. For example, we are sometimes so exhausted and we don't have resources to make decisions or to to get up the next day. And so sometimes we turn away. What motivates us? Our clear goal, our focus motivates us to go through the challenges, close our eyes and just step into the zone of uncertainty. And we all know that you can't stop the waves, but you can learn how to surf. And
That's a good one.
this is
That's a good recommendation, because it's like, well, yeah, that is. I really, I really see that as an important thing, and I know for myself that being mindful, as you're saying, being present is a key thing. Because if we live in the past or we're trying to live in the future, like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Our mind just takes off, or what it was or whatever. But if we can be in the present and be open and centered, I know from the work I've done, I wrote a book about microorganisms, the microbiome, our gut health, and all this. And I know it's just amazing to me how everything really is connected, even though it does not seem that way. Because, for example, our food factory within us, right, takes care of food and processes food, but it's also connected to our mind and our mental body, our emotional nervous system, and our emotional health and endocrine system and everything, and also our spiritual even. It's amazing how things are. There are so many levels. That's the thing. We see the 3D level, right? And so we're just like, sometimes we can be, well, that's part of it, is buying into what's going on at 3D level, like it's real. But we're having that sense of it's a process, even though, it seems pretty crazy. I just know there's a larger plan. I know there's a larger process happening, and that being able to accept and trust that has been a big challenge for me. I'm very mental. I'm like, get it done, whatever. We're all like that, but accepting and trusting that there is a process, even though we are in uncertainty now. And maybe this is a good opportunity for us to just be able to be more flexible, be more resilient by just allowing uncertainty, because we don't know what's going to happen. It could be, but allowing that, as opposed to having to be in control of everything. And in that, I feel like it's about a flowing with some of the wise people have talked about be here now and just be observing what is going on without judging, right? Baba Ramdas, one of the, spiritual guys. It's like, be here now and be in the present and observe, just watch and see. And like, you can do that with yourself, but also your own, what's going on. Be here now and just have a sense of like, wow, I wonder why this is happening. Curiosity and observing, and a sense of, oh, this is interesting. I wonder what's going on. I do think also, though, part of that is about listening. And if you listen to all the stuff going on, there's a lot of loud noises trying to catch our attention, right? And pretty obvious, keep us off balance, keep us uncertain, in fear. I see that clearly. But we still have a choice about where we focus. And I take a news fast quite often, because if you just listen to all that's going on, it's really hard. You can get sucked into that. And I think listening to within instead of, and so I talk about that, like listen to your body, because your body tells you what you need. Your body, whether it's diet or other things, right? We don't do that. A lot of times we're trying to do that with our head, but listening to your body, because your body has a wisdom, for example. And I think that if we can listen to what our body is saying and follow it. I see like a lot of clients I work with, they want to be healthy. I want to be healthy, but they don't want to do what needs to be done to make those steps. So I go back to, being in the present, being mindful, being aware, being honest, being just, okay, what is happening right this minute, and focusing. We did a little meditation and a focus that really helps, just focusing on the present and being aware of observing. We're not always so we tend to want to intellectually, like, oh, well, what should I eat? What should I do? What should I, whatever. But, I think there's a lot that can come from within us. And instead of focusing all our attention outside and getting sucked into all of that craziness, it's like, listen within. I think that's one of the key things, I think, that's helping me and others. So sorry.
Yes, it really resonates what you are saying with me, and I'm thinking it's truly important because our body is our second brain, maybe even first one, and our stomach is our heart. And it's
yeah, that's right. We've got lots of parts, right? But yet, as I say, the gut or the gastrointestinal tract, the food factory is like a second brain, but our heart also has intelligence.
Yeah.
And right. And I think listening to all of that rather than just your master, you've got this to-do list and you have to do that. And we've got, it's like, right. It's like being more balanced. So, okay. So what kinds of, because I know you've had lots of different experiences and you've studied and you really have come to awareness about this. What kind of specific like practices and rituals and approaches have you found that might help each of us to stay grounded and centered and saying, find a calm and a peace in the middle of all this?
What helpful personally for me, I discovered many years ago that meditation is our daily basis. At least for me, I found before I was thinking that it takes time, it's really not working. But after practicing month by month, I find out that my time is stretching, literally stretching, and I don't suffer with lack of time anymore. And I see that 2 minutes of everyday meditation is more helpful for me than just not practicing it. And it's a small,
even 2 minutes, huh?
Even 2 minutes. Yes, it's just a small entertainment which helps to create a habit. And habit of be present, habit of be in the moment, habit of be aware what's happening right now here with you. And I understood that when I started meditating, I find out that sometimes I'm focusing on my thoughts and on my body sensations, emotions, memories, sounds, etc. And then it just coming to the conclusion that nothing exists. Like thoughts are coming and going like cars in the magistral. Yes, and just like passing by. And I think that it's a really good practice. And if we just implement small practices like this in our life, because meditation, it's life. It's when we are fully aware, as you said, present in every moment, and not try to control and focus on like manipulating or focusing on other people. We just focusing on ourselves and our body and present moment. And just we are starting small, like trying to find our comfort place where we can experiment with meditation, choose our postures, favorite postures. We even can walk and meditate, like pay attention to our feet.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to be sitting in this classic position, cross-legged, whatever. Because I know, well, being in nature, for example, is a wonderful way to just have a sense of, oh, wow, there's a lot going on besides just me and stuff like that. Of course, I was saying that I sometimes meditate when I'm driving, but that's not exactly it's not exactly meditation, because I'm not closing my eyes or anything. But when you have you have a flow, sometimes you're driving long distance, I mean, it's a flow, and within that you're focused on something, and then sometimes you can, like, I know for myself, focusing on a candle, for example, to get my mind to focus on something, then other aspects of myself can come out, because the mind likes to be in control and run things, right? And
Right. Yes. Yes.
so, and one thing I really am very clear about, particularly from having worked with clients in their diet and their total health program, is like, there is no one way, there is no one approach. Every one of us is unique, totally. And that's with our bodies and our engine, our metabolism, our culture, our upbringing, and our souls, we're all unique. So we have to listen to what our own unique needs are, right? I do know that we do create our own reality, and what we think as well as what we eat. But I think starting and going back to some of the basics, like the basics for whole health, like breathing. We're talking about meditation and breathing, right? Simple, bring it in the present. Food is important. And the quality of the food that you eat makes a difference in your nervous system and how calm or how agitated you are. When you're eating a lot of junk food, your system's got a lot more additional stress, for example, than when you're eating more of a whole food, natural diet like that. I think sleep is really, really important, because we have to rejuvenate the system. Likewise, movement, when we are, like, whether exercise or just going for a walk or just moving is one of those fundamental pillars, as well as, we were talking about taking a little time. I call that my me time, be time. Having time for myself, even if it means I have to go to the bathroom, close the door, and have a few minutes because especially as women, we are holding things together. We have so many things attracting and drawing our attention and stuff, people and stuff. Whereas, so got to have that time for yourself. I think also being in nature. We need vitamin D for our immunity and for our health. We get that from the sun, actually. Of course, when you're in northern climates and it's very cold, it's hard to do that. But I'm just saying, getting out in nature, even when it's cold, just experiencing being in nature is a wonderful way to help connect and to ground. And relationships are so important, both relationship with ourselves, each other. And I really believe community is, I think we're in a community of all life, even though it's a diverse community, that's for sure. There's all kinds of energies and stuff going on, but we are in a community of life within ourselves and community of the world. And I think that's something to remember. We are all connected. I don't care where you are, we're all the same. We're all dealing with the same things.
Yes. You said everything. I think that I can only add that this is our community back to nature, forward to abundance, our gathering together, creative community of people which helps each other and helps others to grow. Yes. And create better habits. And we are all welcoming you to come to visit us and learn with us together. And we are happy to share.
Yes, we really are grateful for the connections, and we have such a rich library, of experience and techniques and practices and so forth that we can do to share with other people as practitioners and as people who are really, our goal is to be healthier and whole. And part of that is the connection, and it adds to another part, that having purpose in life, right? Why are we here? Because, well, it's a journey. We are souls. We are spiritual beings here having a human experience. like, why would I select this? Right? Sometimes you go like that. But it is a total health, it's a total situation with body, mind, heart, and soul, our whole experience. And yeah, and oh yeah, of course, I always have to add in that we have to remember that the secret ingredient is always love.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you very much, Nancy. Thank you.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Marina. It was really an honor and a pleasure to be with you, and I'm grateful for what we brought together today.
Yes.